Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. I should say happy, almost Halloween. It's Ladies' Night. I am so happy and so excited. We gave Angela Stribling the night off, and you're going to be hosted by Bad Kitty. I'm going to bring some of my best girlfriends on tonight, and we've got so much to talk about, so much to get through. So let's get this party started. You know, she is your midday love. Some say she's an angel. Tonight, yeah, I'm going to go with that. She's your autumn joy angel.
Hey, I'm here.
Ooh, I love your costume.
I'm like a nerdy, geeky angel.
Woo. Yes. All right, now, I don't know how many of you are into fitness, but you should be. You should definitely get that body together. And we have our very own yogi tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the queen of afternoons. Put your hands together for Nina Brown, the yogi.
Don't mind me, I'm just doing a workout, just a workout.
Namaste.
I love this. All right, now, not to be outdone, this is the harvest season. And so we have the queen of the harvest season, ladies and gentlemen, Coka-Lani.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm flapping my wings.
Oh my goodness, I love this. Autumn, is that a halo I'm looking at?
It is a halo. I'm trying to get it like in the shot, so I'm going to sit like this.
And you got your wings behind you.
I got the wings.
Oh, I love this. You know what? I love Halloween. Ever since I was a little kid. I mean, I don't have children, but I do have nieces and nephews, and I love taking them out, when they were young for trick-or-treating and stuff like that. But people are kind of, all over the place when it comes to Halloween. Some for religious reasons don't want to celebrate it. Some, just feel like, look, I'm grown. I don't have any kids. I'm not into it. How about you ladies? How do you feel about Halloween?
Well, I can say really quick, it was funny growing up, we weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween. So we used to go to something called Hallelujah Night at church. And they would give out candy at the altar call, and the kids could go up and accept Jesus Christ and get a bag of candy.
Praise the Lord.
That was what I did growing up. So like now I am full hardcore. I take my son trick-or-treating. We have a good time. So yeah.
I'll just be pressed. And
I guess I'm the reverse. I'm the reverse because when I was a kid, well, not when I was really young, but I used to dress up and do that. But as I got older, I don't celebrate Halloween. Harvest, celebrating the change of the seasons. But because you guys are here, and I just want to say for all of you, because your outfits are so wonderful, I have some candy for you. Okay, I have some sugar babies. Who wants the sugar babies? I have some Laffy Taffy. I also have some Junior Mints for somebody, and then some Ghirardelli chocolates with a caramel because you guys are dressed up, and I just want to.
Girl, I am on my way to your cue.
I got shots of tequila for you guys. That's all I can do. That's it.
Okay. And Nina.
So my reason is, I'm not a really big Halloween person anyways, but I'm also really frugal. And I actually do not believe, I think Halloween is a waste of money. You buy costumes to wear one time. And I honestly cannot remember one time, even in my childhood, that I actually had an actual costume that my parents bought from the store. I usually made a costume from what I already had or put some face paint on. But I've never bought a costume ever in my life. I've never been to a costume party, and I really don't do Halloween. I put candy out for the kids, and I'll take my son trick-or-treating when he's old enough, but I will buy the costume for the kids. Let me just preface it by saying I'm not going to spoil it for my kid, but I'm not buying no costume. Sorry.
Mine is kind of a put together. I mean, I'm with you with the putting things together. Oh my goodness, lots of shout outs from the comment section. Ward is saying, hello, lovely ladies. Susan says, wow, awesomeness. Cal, Carmelita, I love when we see the repeat people. Says, hey, Nina Brown, stop.
Carmelita.
Huh?
I said, hey, Carmelita. That's Carmelita.
That's Carmelita. Isabella from Dubai. We love you, Isabella. Oh, Cal Carmelita said Jesus gives candy. Let me stop
Yes.
before my mother sees
And I'm
it.
with Jesus tonight, so I'm giving some candy. Praise
Jesus
the Lord.
also took the water in the
Hallelujah.
wine, so, yeah.
Are you disciplined when it comes to having candy and stuff like that around the house? You can just kind of like, you know.
I don't like these, so I can't. I bought them intentionally because I know I don't like them. So,
Okay.
but are you guys? What about you guys?
Mm-mm. I have no discipline.
If it's in the house, you gotta eat it. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I love
candy corn. I'm a candy corn girl. I think I might be the only person in America that loves candy corn,
No,
I guess. But
candy corn. I love that. It's like so super, super, super sweet.
yes, I love candy corn. Well, it's good to see someone else out there in America like myself.
I'm with you, Autumn.
I'm with candy corn.
So, you know, and I love it. And thanks for weighing in. I mean, it's, you know, I guess it's just like the world. Some people
Have you guys ever bobbed for apples or gone on hay rides and stuff like that when you were kids or no?
Hay rides, yes. Bobbing for apples, I think that's unsanitary because people have
But when
their
you were
mouth
a kid,
open,
back
like
in the
drooling.
day.
No, even when I was a kid, I was fully aware. Like, no,
Okay,
thank
that's
you.
good. Okay.
Now, Autumn, I think we could have grown up in the same household. I mean, I remember going to parties and they were bobbing for apples.
And you was like, no.
My mom, she already knew. I'm not doing it. Especially you see everybody's, their whole face is going in there. Ooh, I'm good on that.
Now y'all say that. I'm like, you know what?
Right. I'll just have my regular old apple.
Caramel apples with nuts. Do you like those things? The caramel apples or candy apples?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice and soft. Yep, my favorite.
Alvin Bailey says candy corn, too much sugar. What is too much sugar? I mean,
I don't like the judgy comments. All right, listen, you know.
Oh, Monica said happy fun fall season. Yay. Oh, that's awesome. Siobhan said, hello, ladies. So should we get into some of these topics?
Yeah.
6 days from voting, right?
Yeah, it's 6 days. Okay, you want to go into voting? Okay, I had some stats here. Election day, there are 66 million Americans have voted already. That's a record. It's historic. And so let's talk about voter suppression. I mean, we already know people are going to be so tricky, especially on election day. I'm thinking neighborhoods that are predominantly Black, people are going to think, okay, they're probably going to vote Democrat, and there's probably going to be some tricks to get people out of line. So what are your thoughts about that? I mean, what are you guys thinking?
Well,
go ahead.
in the last election, I will say I felt like I experienced some voter suppression because we got there when the polls opened at 7, and they had us literally waiting for an hour and a half. Actually, it was more than that, but we left after an hour and a half. And come to find out, legally, they're supposed to, after 30 minutes of the polls being down, or the machines being down there, they're supposed to actually hand out paper ballots. They never did that. So people who were waiting in line left, and we don't know if they came back, but it's a deterrent. So what I did, my husband and I did, I contacted Stacey Abrams' organization, The Fair Fight, and I spoke with an attorney. She typed up my story and processed it because I believe that was voter suppression, and I think it's wrong. And how many other people left after waiting for 2 hours and never came back? So it's unfortunate, but I expect it to happen, and I just pray that people report it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. I think a lot of things have been done to suppress legally, in the months leading up to this, about poll places being shut down, absentee ballot boxes that have been taken away for some counties. People have to drive so long. So, voter suppression, not just the day of, but definitely leading up to it. And I heard a news story, I believe it was about one of the counties in Texas, where some of the ballots were, thrown out because, now they are really specifically looking at the signature. So if your signature has an I or a little dot on it, that's not like the signature on your driver's license, they're throwing them out. So it's just, there are different crazy ways that they are doing suppression, not just the day of, but leading up to it. So that's why we have to vote, not just for president, but in all the other elections, so we can make sure we're safe.
Yeah. And just to kind of piggyback off what Coka-Lani said, I've been hearing stories as well as people's ballots being thrown away if they don't have the witness signature portion on there as well. So sometimes people forget to get a witness and have another person sign. I've seen stories where ballot boxes, I believe there was a story yesterday where they had an image of a person trying to burn a ballot box.
I saw that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tricky things going on.
And illegal. I mean, that's the thing, you're legally, if you are in line to vote, they have to take your ballot. You have to be allowed to vote. And I even, there's a phone number just in case someone's watching this and, they're going to vote on election day. Mm-hmm. If you're in line and anything tricky happens, call this number. There's an ACLU hotline, and it's 866-OUR-VOTE. I'm going to write that in the comments just so you have it. It's 866-OUR-VOTE, our vote. All right. So, I was thinking, I voted early. I ended up doing the online thing. Well, I ordered it online. And then once they sent the ballot to me, I downloaded it, filled it out, and then just took it to the drop box.
Oh, wow.
And there was nobody there. There was no line. So on election day, I was just thinking of some of the things I could do. Oh, great. Somebody put that in there. Thank you so much. That was our handsome producer, Jeff. Thank you very much. I was thinking, since I've already voted, maybe I'll find some areas that are probably going to get messed with, and, maybe bring some water, bring some snacks.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Maybe we can encourage our listeners and our viewers. What are some of the things you think would help people when they're in line?
I think all of that. I also think maybe, I think it's a good idea. Maybe Angela, if you do go out, you can call in and check in on Tuesday, and you can be my field reporter. If who's
with me, people?
Let's do it. Maybe we can have WHUR playing on the boombox, and have a party at the polls. I don't know, but I do think that people are very fired up this election, and I don't think that people are going to walk away without voting. I think people understand that it's going to take hours. So pack a bag lunch, pack a lawn chair, and hopefully the person you're standing near is cool enough to chit chat with. So, I think, so I think it's a good idea, taking people water and being present and being there. I think that's a great idea.
I do have a question, and I don't know if you know the answer to this or if anyone has a guess. What if you're in line and you have to go to the bathroom, but you don't want to lose your place in line? Can somebody stand there for you until you get back? Does that mess up your place in line legally? That's just something if you're in line for 8 hours, at some
point there's a good Samaritan in front and behind you. You can say, "Hey, I'll be right back. Can you watch me?" Have a comment, because if you're there for 8 hours, I'm quite sure you're talking with the person in front and back of you. Can you see this line? I gotta go. Can you watch me? I'll be right back.
And take turns, because everyone's got to go within 8 hours.
Right.
I've heard really incredible bonding stories where people are singing, they're dancing, they're telling jokes, really cool stories. I'm sure there's someone out there who has met the love of their life in line for voting. Okay.
Wow. I'm going to go with that one. I love that. Cal just said, I think a segment was just created. Party at the polls. You heard it here first. Yes.
Party at the polls.
Ladies, what are you drinking? It's ladies' night. What's up?
I'm drinking, girl. I got my tequila and tonic with some lime. We know what you're drinking, Coka-Lani.
No alkaline tonight. Just to feed you.
You probably know what I'm drinking also.
Ginger beer.
Hey.
Nobody's never drink.
No one has any apple cider? No one's. No.
I have to get some. That's a good idea, because it's in season.
I got some in the fridge. I probably should have poured some of that. Wait, what are you holding up right there, Nina? Is that a thermos?
A water bottle?
Yeah, I'm a yogi, so this is
that's what yogis drink.
Taking it to heart.
If we can pivot, this one isn't necessarily a sexy topic, but it is something that is so important and definitely worthy of our comments and all of our viewers. Now, this is all about the comment section, so we really want you to pour out. If you have any personal stories to share about anything that we're talking about, this is the place to do it. This is for you. Now, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I was looking at some stats. An estimated 1.3 million women and 835,000 men are victims of physical violence by a partner every year. Now, people don't talk about it a lot. I mean, I'm sure if you're a victim, it's, there's a lot of shame that's associated with it. And it's hard for people to know what you're going through because people don't necessarily, they want help, but they don't necessarily want to let people know what's going on. You all know the Tamar Braxton story, right? In fact, Autumn, I think you were talking about that. She was on Tamron Hall.
Yeah, I missed it. What happened?
Yeah, so she pretty much came out and for the first time is speaking since her suicide attempt. And, the questions that people were asking, one of the big ones is David, her ex was, on the Chitlin circuit, if you will, doing interviews and, claiming himself to be the victim of domestic violence at the hands of Tamar. And so, of course, we were all kind of waiting to hear from Tamar to see like, hey, we're hearing there's some sort of a tape. Apparently he had like video going on in his car, which is all very sketchy anyway. Like, why are you ready to record me at a drop of a dime? But that's a whole nother conversation. Either way, when Tamron asked Tamar, point blank, was there abuse in your relationship? Tamar was like, no, he did not abuse me. There was no abuse. And if I did abuse you, then show the tapes. Where's the tapes? So, and I believe Nina, I think you went a little bit deeper into some of the other things that she was discussing about the relationship, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, it wasn't me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I thought I heard Ivan talking to you about it in the studio. My bad. Okay.
I did see this article about it, and he was claiming that when he was driving, that she was punching him in his jugular.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Apparently so. So yeah, apparently they were driving. He was going too fast. She was trying to get him to slow down. She was upset. He was claiming she was drunk and off some sort of medication. He then said that he was so distraught that he had to call his mom, and his mom was praying for him. So the whole story is very sketchy. But again, he's claiming that he does have some sort of video. And if I was a betting woman, I would say that David is holding on to that video because he's trying to see if he can sell it to the highest bidder. So,
you think he would go that low if he loved her? You think he's trying to get it for the money?
I think so. Why else would you go on a tour and to different outlets doing interviews while your ex-girlfriend just attempted suicide? It's just very sketchy to me. If you really
I only saw one of his interviews before, and when I saw it, it's sort of like he was just defending, and did you see what he wrote to her ex-husband? I'm sorry and all those things. So was he doing that to her just to save his face versus to get out in front of whatever might have came out about him? But I don't think he would sell it. I don't think he would go that low.
I hope not. I really do. But it's like, why not just release the tape on your Instagram? Why not just send it off already? You know what I mean?
I honestly don't believe he has it, which I believe when Tamar sat on Tamron Hall's show, when she said release it, like, if there's video of you hitting someone, I don't think anyone's going to go on TV and just be like, release the tape then. Like, right. I don't think there is a tape. I think he's really narcissistic, and I think he's really manipulative, and I think that he gaslighted Tamar a lot because she does deal with mental health issues, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like having her think, oh, you're the crazy one. That's why you've got all these issues. I honestly don't believe there is a tape. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens, but I personally don't think there's a tape.
If I could play advocate for a minute, now for a man to admit, to come out and say
that he was
physically abused by a woman takes
That's a lot.
It takes a lot for a man to say that. And because we don't hear it a lot, the immediate thing is like, oh, get out of here, and we play it down. I don't know him. I don't know her. And of course I know, her music, and I love Tamar, but it'll be interesting to find out what really happened, because I'm thinking, why would that be your story then?
Right.
I don't know. It'll be interesting, right? Just to see how this whole thing plays out. And, is there a tape? We'll see.
And I just think maybe both of them are hurt, hurt people. you know, and, you know, just hearing about the situation, perhaps they had just, not saying that it was toxic, but you know how some relationships, you know, they get to that level where, you know, it's arguing, but you love each other, you know, but you're with each other, but it's, y'all need to be away. And this might have just been a climatic point of that relationship, you know, but.
Oh, no, Cal said.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Cal. Cal Carmelita says, call your mama. What a punk. And you will absolutely do the money grab.
Yeah.
And honestly, if there is no tape and there is no proof of domestic violence, what I hate to see is what people make those false claims, because the people who truly are in domestic violence situations, like now you've created all of this chaos and, you know, you have people concerned. That's nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Domestic violence is a real thing. And, you know, don't just throw it out there just to get attention. Like, that's not cool. And I really think that people should be prosecuted when they make those type of claims, because it's illegal to put your hands on someone. So if you're claiming someone did and it didn't happen, then you should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, you, like you said, Angela, because men don't normally come out and say that, you know, they're abused, perhaps, you know, he just wants to say there is a tape, but he doesn't want to put it out there, because once it's out there, they're gonna be like, damn, man, you let her hit you up the head. You know, I'm just thinking, you know, there's some parts of the geographical area who will, you know, hold it and, you know, make a meme, you know, and he's probably not trying to do that.
It's interesting. I mean, because, did it happen or did it not? Because again, if it didn't, that's, of all claims to make, why that one?
Right.
Yeah.
Because
if it did happen.
Target, Tamar is, she likes to pop off. She's very emotional. She's, you know, I mean, we saw her on The Real and we saw her in the aftermath of The Real. We see her on the show. She's an easy target to say, oh, she lost it and she went crazy and she hit me, because it's Tamar. And we're like, okay, you already have one of those type of personalities, very volatile. Like, so that's what I believe. I believe he's taking advantage of Tamar at her weakest moment. And that's my honest to God personal thought.
Now, do you think it was all physical? Could it have been some emotional abuse, verbal abuse? Because that's what I'm thinking. Because like you said, pop off the mouth, you know, did he say physical, just physical?
Yeah,
or just abuse?
physical, but the abuse probably goes both ways. I believe it's mental abuse happening. Again, gaslighting, being narcissistic, being manipulative, that's mental abuse. So I believe that it's both ways. And I mean, you know, and at some point, y'all just need to call it split and go your own separate ways, get healing for it, and never come back together. But don't say domestic, like someone put their hands on them or on me if it's not true. That's a lie.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I mean, there's so many real cases where people really need help. I remember I worked with a young lady, and I mean, I'd see her every time I was filming, and, you know, beautiful lady, just physically beautiful, sweet spirit, had no idea she was being physically abused by her husband, like constantly, until after she finally got away. And, you know, thank God she reached out to me and told me everything that was going on. And I just, you know, did everything that I could to help her. But it just really brought home, I mean, just like, you know, when we do our Food to Feed every year and we talk about, you know, there's so many people who are hungry and homeless who you might interact with all the time.
All the time.
You have no idea their situation. So I say that to say, you know, really, let's pay attention to each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I don't know how you can just kind of let people know if you have the slightest suspicion that someone might be in a situation, just let them know that, listen, I'm a friend, you know, I'm shelter for you if you need it, just to kind of let them know. And the shame that I think that's around people who are in that situation, you know, they're like, look, I'm smart. How can I be getting abused? I was in this relationship, not a physically abusive relationship, but it was, thank God, a very short relationship when I saw what was going on. And, you know, it was real tricky because at first he was just really charming and wonderful and just everything I ever wanted in a man, everything, just wonderful. And the gifts and the just, you know, Mr. Charmer, didn't want didn't like my friends, didn't like my extended family here, which eventually, started just isolating me a lot. And then got to the point where he was like super, super, super jealous of just making stuff up. I mean, just like making things up to be jealous about. And it just really, I just felt so, just in my spirit, it was changing me. I was feeling like not myself, not able to be free and express myself. And so I just had to have a come to Jesus talk with myself. It's like, wait a minute, you're cute and everything, but nobody is that cute.
And they say those are the signs, like just knowing those little signs, if they're isolating you from, there's a difference between extreme affection and you don't need to talk to nobody but me, And
it happens gradually. That's what I'm saying. It's like people who are caught up, especially in physical abuse or any kind, emotional abuse, mental abuse, it's all bad. And people are ashamed to talk about it because, you know what I mean? They don't want to be judged. And they say, look, I should have been smarter than that. No, it's people who are narcissistic and abusers. They're very crafty. And there's no need for anyone who has been a victim to feel ashamed, especially to the point that they can't tell somebody what they're going through. There is help. There is help available to you. And I just needed to get my little PSA out there.
And there's a number you can call too. Let me try to find it.
I know, I was trying to, when I was looking at my phone, that's what I was trying to find.
And also, while y'all are looking at the number, shout out to Ward Wilson. He said, can I get some support for us Black guys that get tired of us being crapped on because of actions of abuse? So we absolutely acknowledge that it's not everybody. It's not every man. There are a ton of good men out there. We applaud the ones who protect their queens as they should. And, we definitely don't want to generalize that, it's all men. So shout out to you, Ward Wilson. We got you, bro.
We got
I found the number.
Oh, you found
Yes, if you are experiencing any type of domestic abuse, you can call 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233.
You got that, producer?
And then there's also a website you can go to. That's thehotline.org. So
the hotline, or anyone can write it. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Oh, that's good stuff. I love it. All right. So what else are we talking about here? I know I've got all my little, we've got the hotline. Good.
.org. Yeah, that's
board. Carmelita. I don't know if I'm saying the first name. It looks like
Carmelita. It's just Carmelita.
It's just Carmelita. Oh, call Carmelita. I do not advocate anyone putting their hands on anyone, but every time I see him, I want to punch him in his jugular. Sorry, Angela. Every time you see who?
She's talking about Tamar's ex-boyfriend.
Let me tell you something about Carmelita. Carmelita, she pull up on it. She does not play. Every time Carmelita comes through with one of these comments, I see a little bit more of Carmelita every time.
I like Carmelita. She's
who you want. She's who you want if you got to go to war with somebody. But we don't promote fighting or violence. But I see you, Carmelita.
Carmelita's a ride or die. Here's to you, Carmelita. And Prez Nuff said, oh, yeah, tell women if they have a big brother, please let him know. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Right? If you are being emotionally abused, physically abused, or your father, any of that, if there is a man in your life, let him know what's going on. Make sure that he is around. You don't have to go through this thing alone. And don't feel like this is the best you can do. That's another thing. I think a lot of women, whatever stage you are in your life, you feel like, oh my God, you start reminiscing about those early charmers.
Good times, right.
Right? And I told you, it's all fake. Those, you want to go back to those first 2 months when he was buying you everything you wanted and telling you how beautiful you are. It's never going to get back to those 2 months because that wasn't real. So, you're staying in the relationship thinking he's going to, if you just do what he says. And then even in the movies that you watch when the abusers, it's all the same story.
Was it Sleeping with the Enemy? Well, I don't remember.
Going way back. Yes, that was such a good movie.
But I don't remember seeing a good part of that one, because that sort of started,
Wasn't it the one? Wait, was that the one where J-Lo ended up getting in shape, doing her yoga and exercise, and she beat up?
Oh, that was enough.
That was enough.
Yeah.
That was a good happy ending.
Like, what was another good one? What was the Tyler Perry movie where the woman?
Oh yes, now that was domestic violence. The one that just came out.
On his butt.
Right.
He has a couple of them like that where she.
Fall from Grace.
Huh?
What was it, Nina?
Was it Fall from Grace?
Yes, that was when he started off really nice and told her to shut up and sit down.
Not shut up and sit down.
And he had some.
He put her out of the house.
And he had a girl in the house
and brought in the new girl.
Oh my God, and said, "You sit down. I told you don't be." What?
Cannot make this stuff. Well, I guess you can make it up. But unfortunately, it happens.
It does. This happen.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, was that like Ashtray Chick? Was that movie when he was?
Yes.
Oh,
Ashtray.
What's love?
Ashtray Chick.
What's love got to do with it?
Eat the cake, anime.
Right?
We're not laughing, but we're
I mean, that's the.
The fact that we're running down the top 10 most abusive movies of all time. It's like
exactly. I think we just ran through them.
Right.
So anyway, what else are you ladies talking about? If we go back to the Halloween concept, here we are, COVID-19. There's a few things I want to talk to you about that. So it's a record 70,000 cases of COVID-19 per day, 70,000 per day in the US. So I don't think a lot of people are going to be taking their kids out trick-or-treating this year. At least I hope not.
Unless it's virtual trick-or-treating. That's just ghetto, having a Zoom trick-or-treat. That's not even good.
Like you teased us.
Cash at me if you like my costume. That's not even good.
I'm going to be thinking about that candy all night, girl.
Yeah, I have a friend, he built like an apparatus that is from like his door, and he rolls the candy down like to the end of where his stairs are, and the kids just like open their bag and the candy falls right in. It's pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
What were your favorite candies? Not to sit. What was your favorite candy?
Candy corn.
Oh yeah, you. And what would you? Both of you candy corn. Okay.
I love candy corn. I mean, I love so many different candies. It's easier for me to tell you the ones I don't like because I like them.
What about you, Nina?
Sour Patch Kids and Laffy Taffy. I like fruity juice.
Oh, this is for you.
But
you know what? I know a lot of parents back in the day, they didn't want to take their kids trick-or-treating. So they used to just take them to the mall. And like, if you go to the mall or something, you could just see, all the stores would give them candy, but I don't even think they might be doing that this year. What are you putting the hands down for? What's the hands down for?
The mall, y'all? I feel like
I've seen that. Have you ever gone and seen them?
Yeah.
Have you? And you start walking around, and you're like, "What's going on here?" And they're like, "Oh, this is their trick or treat."
If you go trick or treat, you got to do it the right way, door to door,
on a stranger's house. Stranger danger.
Old school or not at all. So, okay, to circle back to the COVID thing, if there is a resurgence, which it kind of looks like there is, and we were all caught by surprise. In March, which seems so long ago. But what if there's another shutdown in the DMV? I mean, do you think there are things that we need to be doing now to prepare ourselves for that? Or, how do you prepare?
I remember when
I got nothing.
When things originally shut down, what caught you off guard? Like, I remember when the shutdown happened for me, it was getting to the grocery store because they were always closed by the time I got home, or, everything was just shut down. But I think now with a lot of the Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash, you're never going to have to worry about not getting something to eat. But like
the food, but the other
right, doctors.
Something very real that I'm going to prepare for is like right before the election, because people have been saying if Trump wins the election, which we pray to God he doesn't, but if he does, it might be chaotic. So people are preparing for, just anything where you can't leave the house or there's some sort of craziness that happens. So I personally, this weekend, I'm going to Sam's. I'm going to do a Sam's run, and I'm going to do a grocery store run and just stock up, just in case it's not safe to go out on November 4th or after that for a while.
Yeah, and they said that there's like a record number of Americans that are buying firearms, and I'm one of them. Because it's like when you start hearing about like race wars, and you see videos of people in like the Midwest like practicing with their assault rifles and running around like obstacle courses and rolling on the ground. You're like, oh, do I need to be concerned? So I do think that while you're stockpiling on food, you might want to grab yourself a bat or, one of those like sticks you put on your door. Just an extra precaution, because you just never know. And I specifically went and made sure that I got my license to carry and my concealed to carry, and I bought myself a Glock and taught myself, went to shoot, took the classes, because you just never know who you're going to encounter on just an off chance, and they're not going to catch Autumn Joy Live slipping. I can take it that.
I love that. I mean, do I know how to fire a gun? No. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not saying I wouldn't get a gun. I have done some skeet shooting, from a cruise. I don't think that really counts, but maybe I'd be better.
Not skeet shooting.
Yeah, I don't think that. No, I mean, you're right in that you don't want to be caught off guard, and the whole conspiracy theory thing is just bananas if you're looking online, and people are anticipating all kinds of mayhem, but there could be some truth to it, because I know of stories of people who have visited. Somebody told me the other day they visited a friend who they thought they actually knew this friend for years, and went to their house and discovered that this was a Trump supporter who had all these guns in the house, and they said, listen, you're going to be coming to us for protection. And he was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you'll see. What is that? So that was some real life stuff. That wasn't conspiracy theory. This is somebody, like 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Well, no, I was going to say, I believe that there's some truth. I'd rather be safe than sorry. We've seen how extreme Trump supporters can be. We've seen the videos. We've seen them push and punch and kick and do everything to just random people. And I would just hate for, an innocent person to be walking, innocently by trying to get around something and get caught in the crosshairs. This election is the most insane election that I have ever seen in my entire lifetime. I'm sure all of us have ever seen in our entire lifetime. Yeah. And it's like everything that we thought couldn't happen has happened. So again, I'd rather be safe than sorry. People are preparing for something. We don't know what it is. We just know on election night, whether Biden or Trump wins, there's going to be some sort of something that's going to break out.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they plan to kidnap the governor of Michigan.
That's a sign.
White people, you know what I mean? Like, who felt like it was their job to uphold the Constitution and their legal rights. It's like, it's a civil war for real. Yeah. So the fact that they're doing that, Trump has given people this thought process that, what did he say? Proud Boys, stand by, stand back. Like, we don't even know. I'm scared to know the stuff that people are planning. But, Frank Ski talks about it a lot, and he really actually, it frustrates me, because I tell him, stop putting the fear in people's mind. Because I have a son who's away at college. He has a son who's away at college. Our sons don't have weapons on them. So the more you tell me, something's going to happen, the more I'm fearful of my son who's not, in my home. But Frank says that you have to have a go bag. A go bag. That's the name of it. And that's the bag filled with all kinds of stuff that always talking about your mace, your weapons, your food, cell phone batteries, flashlights, crazy stuff. And I'm like, Frank, come on, bro. You're telling
That's a good idea.
And I believe in having precautionary measures, like you said, the batteries and things like that. But I just don't feed into the fear. You know, I can be in a room with a Trump supporter. I have been in rooms with Trump supporters. They're not any different than me, although I don't agree with them. But, you know, as far as me putting...
We're not talking about...
That's what I'm saying. But I think if you notice things that, and this is just me just observing, you know, when you see these altercations and things happen, two sides are feeding into the energy that's going on. And I always believe in being a thermostat, not a thermometer. So if I walk into a room and it's rah, 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 you know, you project the energy that you bring into the room. So I don't want to feed into the thermometer. And I believe in, you know, I believe in God, and I know that, you know, if the rapture comes, I'm good to go. If an earthquake comes, I'm good to go. But I'm not gonna, you know, I believe in, you know, everybody should be well equipped and know how to use a firearm. Don't be oblivious to not knowing how to do it. But at the end of the day, I think our faith should be in something higher than just this election, because regardless of who wins the presidency, Jesus is still Lord. So that's just
Jesus is still Lord.
And not just
shout out to, I'm sorry, could I just shout out Sandy also here? Sandy said, y'all are gangsters.
Well, yeah, well, I was going to say really quick, not only do we have to be worried about whatever unknown elements for whatever's going to break out. I know, did you guys hear about the asteroid that's supposed to be hitting Earth on Monday? Oh, is it election day or is it the day before election?
Oh, it's the day before. It's the day before.
It's like a asteroid the size of like a refrigerator is apparently supposed to come, and I forgot the evangelical.
No.
Yeah, the television evangelical. I talked about it on my show the other day. I forgot his name, Robertson, the older evangelical guy that's on television. Oh,
Pat Robertson.
Yes. He's again predicting that the world is going to end with this asteroid that's on its way. So I just wanted to put everybody out there on high alert to
accept Jesus Christ right now.
Exactly.
As your Lord and Savior. Matt Goldslayer, you are always so kind, Carmelita. Oh, the comments are talking to each other. I love that. Jonathan Swartz, hi. Monica Russo, amen. I love that. So, all right. Now, Nina, I like where you were going when you said that you're going to go to Sam's Club or one of those types of places and just stock up, because it's not a bad idea, because we've got the resurgence of COVID. We've got the, you know, potential mayhem from, you know, whatever's going to happen, if it even does. So let's talk about some of the things that maybe people should consider getting. What are you stocking up on?
Toilet paper, Clorox wipes, paper towels. I have a 2-year-old, so we need lots of those. And then just the regular, like, milk, eggs, stuff that we can cook. Dog food, because we have a dog. Stuff like that. Nothing like weird or out of the norm. Just like your everyday household needs. Just to make sure. Like I was actually fortunate, like right before COVID hit, I had just gone to Sam's Club. So like I didn't have to go to a store for a lot of the stuff people were desperate for like 3 months. So, you know, just the normal stuff.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Wasn't it the paper towels and toilet paper and Lysol and you know, wipes and things like that? Those are the main things that all the stores didn't have.
I just hope that people don't go crazy over toilet paper like they did the first time. Like, it was insane. Like, seriously, people were fighting in the aisles. It was too much. Like, did we not do that this time?
Yeah, exactly. And I did find, because, you know, the usual suspects had nothing. Safeway, Giant, they had no toilet paper. I finally found some during that, you know, the time that everybody was out. I started going to hardware stores. They have it.
Yes, they do that. Industrial kind.
Industrial toilet paper?
I'm just playing. What's that industrial soap that they have? That real strong soap.
It make my butt hurt just that.
Irish Spring and all that stuff. Life. Yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, batteries are good too. And, you know, I had some friends when COVID first started, they just started a garden. They started growing food. That was one of the things, because, if something goes wrong, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't rely on the fast food restaurants. You can't rely on all these things. That was one thing too, if the electric cuts off, being prepared, having a generator, having batteries, having flashlights and things of that nature. But I do agree,
well, and vitamins.
What was that?
I've got some good news.
Okay.
The world is not going to end. Our digital producer, Jeff, just said the asteroid is, I don't know what this means, 2018 SBP1, and it's really small, about 6 feet, and it won't hurt Earth. So, woo!
Yay, nobody has to worry about that. Now, the other stuff, but at least we don't have to worry about the asteroid. And the angel is flapping her wings. I see that.
I'm going to save you, ladies.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to save you all.
Well, at Coka-Lani, I know, you talk about Jesus a lot, and, I do too. And, we all do. We all are faithful women. Did you find that during this pandemic that it brought you even closer, that it strengthened your faith even more? Actually, I'd like to ask everybody that.
Well, I did. Not only that, but I was ready, because if you know the word, the Bible, this is all written. So it's not like anything is a surprise to you when we're going through these things that happen. So, it did, sort of confirm my faith. But I also, saw a lot of people whose, faith, this is actually a time where your faith is tested, because you can stop believing in the word and knowing that, and believing in what you see around you. And sometimes that causes you to get off track, to get nervous, to get anxiety. And, I know I did for a minute, not when it first started, but then I know God's always in control, and just, staying faithful and in the word. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a time where your faith is tested. And, the news, I know, someone said this, I think Steve Harvey said it, and some other people said, you got to take it in lumps. Even Michelle Obama said, you can't watch news all the time and read everything, because you have to take it in doses, pause, detox from everything, because if you're oversaturated with the news and all this spirit stuff, it can do a lot for you mentally, emotionally, and then that can result in a physical, deterioration.
Anyone else want to comment on that?
I mean, I can tell you when, COVID for me, I was laid off during COVID. So talk about having
look at God.
Okay, hello. And I was growing food, like Coca said, because I was like, let me pick up a hobby, and just really spend time with my family and pray. And it's really a part of my testimony, because I didn't know WHUR was going to happen. I didn't know that once I got laid off, but I literally just put my faith in God and said, whatever is meant to be will be, and I trust the process. And here I am, y'all. God is real. And I've always known that He is the, He is the one in my life that makes it all happen. But yeah, for sure, COVID took me there.
Angel?
Well, I would say that and I'm a little hesitant to say this, but 2020 has been a very good year for me. And, for me, it's more of a praise report, but it's is it appropriate to?
Yes, please praise Him.
Well, the Lord has been good, y'all. Let me tell you, because COVID striking happened at the perfect time. Where I was in my career, I was in North Carolina. I was stressed out about my job. I was stressed out about the money. I'm, doing this, doing that. And then when COVID came, it forced me to stop and really just calm down and really just relax. And, it gave me an opportunity to think outside of the box, to recreate myself, on social media, do better interviews, and it really forced me to be a personality as opposed to just a voice behind the mic every day. Mm-hmm. And so, from there, I got the opportunity at WHUR. And so it's for me, COVID happening and this shutdown happening was exactly what I needed mentally to regroup myself, to prepare me for, coming home and being on the airwaves in a bigger market. And so by that happening, it literally was grooming me for where I am now. So, and again, that's nothing but God, because being able to still be blessed while so many other people are losing jobs, losing loved ones, losing their homes, it is nothing but the grace of God and, and favor.
Yeah.
Amen.
I love it. And to just put in my little 2 cents, I've got the same story. I mean, when this thing first hit, I was sitting in on the quiet storm, and then I was taken off the air for a while. And then I was like, okay, so maybe I'll just watch some movies and eat some snacks and watch too much news. And, Coka-Lani, to your point, I'm a news junkie. And watching too much was overwhelming. And I'm generally and genuinely an upbeat person. That was bringing me down. I mean, just the sadness of what was going on with so many people. And for me, I'm self-employed. I mean, I have my own production company. I do a lot of voiceovers and things. So financially, I'm good. And it was just a great way for me to just pivot and to redirect some things and to reset in other areas too, and look at all the things that I am doing and how can I step this up a little bit. What do I really want to do? How can I do this better? And reaching back to some other contacts that maybe were just lying dormant because I was so busy doing this other stuff, and it just allowed a great opportunity to go back and revisit some relationships and cultivate, some new relationships. So it's, and it's all just the grace of God. Just, there was never a moment where I lacked anything.
Come on.
And
that's
it's
toast to Jesus.
It's true. In fact,
I get a shimmy for that one.
I got an
You get a shimmy? The angel shimmy? Angel shimmy?
Yes,
Right,
I'm here for all of it. And thank you. I mean, I love you ladies, and I love that, we all have different viewpoints. We're willing to share them. And, and I love the fact that our viewers chime in. For instance, Carmelita is talking about community. She said this conversation, I think when we were talking about just getting ready because you don't know what's going to happen, this conversation demonstrates some problems encountered when there's a lack of community. And Dave Chappelle and David Letterman.
Oh, that was really good. Did you watch that?
No.
Gotta watch that. He has a new series. I'm sorry, just to do a tangent. He has Dave Chappelle.
David Letterman.
Right. He has another series, season 3. And he's got Kim, Dave Chappelle, Lizzo, and Robert Downey Jr. So it's on Netflix. I'm sorry, but it's really good. So.
No, that's awesome. Monica said 2020 was good for me too. I love it. Odessa, I hope to get an opportunity in radio too, just like you all. I love my music. God bless you, Odessa. Well, you know what? If I can give you any advice, keep pushing. Push. And that's for whatever it is you want to do. Just figure out what it is that you want to accomplish in your life. I mean, believe in yourself, maybe get a good mentor and go for it. Go for your dreams at whatever stage you are in your life. Do you find that, ladies, a lot of people are coming to you and asking for your advice, how to get into radio?
You know what I found? A lot of people prior, but now everybody's starting their own little stuff online. Have you noticed that? And you'd be like, dang, y'all don't know. I'm not saying they don't know, but I'm just saying people they're like, I've been in radio. And you'd be like, you got a podcast. But,
Podcast.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but, but that's good, though. I think that's a good thing.
Some of the podcasts are fire. And honestly, nowadays, if you really want to get into radio, start a podcast.
That's good.
Have a following, be able to show a programming director your social media impressions. And if you're on social media, a program, and they hear you and you sound great, you obviously know what you're doing. We can teach you the formatics of a show clock and, spots and all the technical stuff. But no, if I were a program director, someone had a big following and a dope podcast, I would hire them for talent.
Excellent.
That's good.
Well, just
kind of where you are.
Yeah, and we'll just to piggyback off of what I agree 100%, Nina. Like I had a podcast called Star Power Radio, and I had like a lot of A-list celebrities that would come on there. So yeah, I agree. And I did use that when I was getting back into radio and trying to, find my way. I sent my podcast links off to
that's good. That's
programmers.
good.
So yeah, it can work if it's a good quality podcast. There's a big difference. So I see what you're saying, Coka-Lani, because there's some out there you're like,
right, and that's what I'm saying. When you're into the craft and doing it, and I've seen some wonderful podcasts, and like I said, just like artists now, it's not traditionally how you get into it. Back in the day, you got to find an A&R to discover you and get on. Now it's like if you can sing, go sing a song and put a camera up, and somebody will find you. You don't have to know somebody at Columbia anymore. So that's sort of like how it is for all genres of media and entertainment.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And to Autumn's point, make it look good. Walk in it. If it's a radio show you want to do, if it's a TV show, if you want to be a singer, you know what? Just put a little thought into what people are going to be looking at other than you.
Right.
Like invest in a good, just make
background, backdrop.
Maybe
mic.
Some of the ones that you admire. Look, and it's so easy to find so many. Look at the ones that look good to you, and then copy them.
Yeah, and just be able to draft up a good email. You'd be surprised at what a good email will how far it'll get you. You can send a great email to somebody's PR person or somebody's manager. They open it up and it looks legit. Bam! You booked yourself, an A-list artist. So it really is that easy.
And have a niche too, because with radio everybody's general, but if you have your own niche, if you like to sew, if you like root beer, make a podcast about what you like, No, I'm serious. Because there are so many people out there.
I'm a cat,
that's the great thing, because there's so many people out there now with the internet. There are groups of people who you would never, people who like, orange juice with French toast. Okay, that wasn't even a good one, but you know what I'm saying? There's so many different.
Vacuum, start a podcast.
Right. But basically what you're saying is find your voice. Don't, just find out who you are. And the uniqueness is what's going to make the difference. So Frenchie says, what happened to Angela? Did a cat steal her HUR hosting job? Yes. This is not Angela. This is Bad Kitty tonight.
Ooh.
Bad Kitty.
Bad Kitty. I feel like we're Charlie's Angels of radio. So before we
gotta go like this. Is this what we do?
Yeah.
Everybody put our Charlie's Angels.
Autumn is the one who knows what to do with her.
I'm gonna shimmy.
That's shimmying. She is the shimmy. I love the shimmy.
Angel. Well, this has been such a good conversation. I love this. Ward is, if I could get my own podcast, you want me as a guest? Oh, Ward, I would be more than happy to be your guest. And Ward was one of my very first followers when Pillow Talk started about 6 years ago. And
hey, Ward.
with me ever since. Ward Wilson, I appreciate you. I mean, he was definitely one from the very, very beginning. So before, Odessa, Maryland is your hometown. All right. Ginny says, ha ha. Oh, you're laughing at the So before we go, if we can just let everybody know our names again and where people can find you on the air. And, Coka-Lani, before you go, I want you to give the email address because we definitely want to know what topics do you want to talk about? So Coka-Lani, you want to start?
Yes, my name is Coka-Lani, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Coka-Lani. That's Cokalani. And our email, if you are watching, you have a topic or anything that you want to talk about, just email us at ladiesnight@WHUR.com.
I love it. All right. Autumn Joy, Angel.
Hey guys, so you can follow me. I'm literally just doing this for Nina because she's getting a kick out of it. You guys can follow me on my Instagram at Autumn Joy with an I live. I'm on Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come join my live squad, and if you email us, no more scammers. Please legit email. Thank you.
Nigeria.
I love that so much. And Nina Yogi Brown.
I'm really proud, but I'm gonna shimmy from a girl Autumn. I am Nina Brown. I co-host the Frank Ski Show with Nina Brown every weekday from 3 to 7 p.m. Make sure you check me out this week. I'm in the big chair all by my big girl self. Frank Ski is on vacation, but he'll be back on Monday. And the next 2 days are going to be hilarious. We have Donnell Rollins hanging out, from the Chappelle Show, and George Wilborn. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, please do. I respond to everybody. My Instagram is Penina Brown, Penina Brown, like the color.
I love it. All right, so if everybody can come back in, let's do a pose real quick if we want to do a screenshot.
Got it.
Ladies, thank you so much. I love you. This has been so much fun. Yes. Again, we'll see you on the radio. And don't forget, every Wednesday night we do this and we have so much fun. And it's all for you. So make sure that you show up in the comments section. This is going to be available on WHUR's Facebook page, WHUR's YouTube page, and of course, WHUR.com. So if there's any part that you missed from all of us tonight, you can go back and watch it as many times as you like. Don't forget, tomorrow night, same place, starting at 9 o'clock, we'll be joined by this beautiful songbird. You remember her from The Voice, Corinne Hawthorne. I get a chance to sit down with her right here and hear what she's up to. I can't wait for that. You don't want to miss it. Again, that's right here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So make sure you go to WHUR.com and find out all the things that we're doing on HUR at Home. We got a lot more coming for you. Keep listening to your number one radio station. Thanks for keeping us number one. We love you for that. 96.3 WHUR. I'm Angela Stribling. Of course, you can connect with me at Angela Stribling on all platforms. And of course, WHUR-FM on all platforms. Have a good night. Thank you.